Quinn Cantara, PYX 106, 1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com. Charles Farcher. So from the New York Post, the story, and the headline says, Hulk accuses Gawker chief of hiding millions of dollars to avoid that payout.
$140 million
$140 million. The question is, what is the question? Is that, are they going to find it? And when they do, are they going to owe more money?
Well, just to recap, so you got Hulk Hogan and you had this, he sued Gawker for releasing edits or portions of his sex tape. He wins this $115 million verdict and then another 35 or 25 in punitive damages for a total of $140 million. Now, the question is, can he ever actually collect that? The answer is, I don't think he'll ever get that much anyway. In New York, verdicts that high are usually reduced or struck down. $140 million for Hulk Hogan's penis in comparison to Erin Andrews' filmed completely naked, where I think she got $40 million, seems a little out of touch.
Right on, man.
So,
yeah.
But what can the Hulkster do? Is it possible he gets nothing?
I don't think he'll get nothing. In order to appeal, which Gawker plans to do, they have to post what's called a bond, which means they essentially, if they want to appeal, they've got to put money into a trust or an escrow account. That bond is going to be $50 million. So Gawker may be able to hide a bunch of money or move it overseas if that's what they're truly doing. But at worst, it looks like they're going to have to put about $50 million into a trust or an escrow account to pursue the appeal that they want to. So that money should be around for the Hulkster to pursue, in addition to any assets he can dig up that Gawker owns.
What about the Hulkster right now, though? He's eating at soup kitchens. He's pushing grocery carts down Main Street in Albany. What's he do in the short term?
He's okay.
Yeah.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, it's a life living in Hoovervilles until he can finally collect on that $50 million verdict. But, until then, the appeal is going to take probably a year or two. Until the appeal is finalized, most likely he won't be collecting much, unless Gawker doesn't or can't post the bond, which is what they've said in the past, that a $50 million bond would ruin them, in which case he can start digging into assets and looking to get money from them in hopes that they don't go belly up before he can collect money. So it depends on what Gawker does next, I guess.
Chaz, not necessarily with this story, but with any story, if you have the money to fight it in court, you could almost extend something until the other party it can't fight it anymore. I assume that could happen here if Gawker has the support financially to, if they're going to pay it, why don't they pay their lawyers to get them away from this whole thing for years and years.
It's tough because I think Hulk Hogan probably would have accepted some kind of what's reasonable? A reasonable settlement offer early on. But after you've already won the case, it's much harder to settle it because what does the Hulkster have to lose at this point? On appeal, the chance of winning is usually about 8%, 8 out of 100. So the Hulkster's odds are pretty good now that he's reached the appeal phase. So the inclination to settle or the bargaining chips to settle are largely gone for Gawker, and it's much more difficult to just get out of something like this now.
Favorite wrestler growing up, Chaz?
I was a Jimmy Snuka fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Superfly.
Murderer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now.
Long time ago. He's done his time, hasn't he?
I like Chief Jay Strongbow and the Ugandan Giant.
Oh, Kamala.
He was amazing.
Kamala used to smack his belly. I loved it.
Who'd you like? You like the guys in the tight ones.
I liked Kamala too, though. But I did, and
you like the guys from Minnesota?
I liked Animal and Hawk and Animal. The
Legion of Doom.
The Legion of Doom.
Friends?
No, Hawk and Animal. The Legion of Doom. One guy had the mohawk down the middle. One guy had the two mohawks on the side, so they kind of fit together.
Quinn likes any wrestler that'll dress in lingerie, spiked shoulder pads, and leather masks.
Don't get me going. Gold Dust was always interesting to see.
Well, we've got to wrap it up now.
Okay.
Take care, guys.
1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com. It's PYX 106.
Quinn and Cantara, mornings on PYX 106.